And I would like to assure you that the revenge will be taken of all the people for all the martyrs.
These are the fierce words delivered by Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei. According to him, Iran will seek revenge for those who were killed in what he describes as continuous and relentless strikes by the United States and Israel, attacks that he claims have taken the lives of innocent civilians, including women and children. With this warning, it is clear that Iran is preparing to continue the conflict, not step away from it. Iran has even begun disrupting and restricting movement through the Strait of Hormuz, a critical global choke point where roughly 20% of the world's oil supply passes through. Any serious disruption there could impact global energy markets and push the world closer to a major economic crisis. Now, the question that many people are asking, including governments, analysts, and military experts, is this: why does this war keep dragging on for so long? I mean, think about it. Why can't the United States and Israel just eliminate or assassinate Mojtaba Khamenei, just like how they eliminated his father, Ali Khamenei, on February 28, 2026? If removing one leader was possible, then why not do it again? Wouldn't that instantly weaken Iran, possibly end the war, reopen the Strait of Hormuz, stabilize global oil prices, and finally bring things back to normal? So what's stopping them? This is actually one of the most asked and realistic questions right now. And the answer is far more complicated than most people think. It's not as simple as they can, but more like they can. But the consequences could be far worse. To truly understand this, we have to look deeper, not just at military power, but at politics, strategy, and global risk. We need to think like world leaders such as Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, and analyze what goes on behind closed doors when decisions like this are considered. Because the truth is, eliminating one man might not end the war. It might make everything even worse. If you're interested in topics like this and want more clear explanations about what's really happening around the world, consider subscribing and following the channel. It helps support more videos like this and keeps you updated on major global events. At first glance, the idea sounds simple. Modern military powers like the United States and Israel possess some of the most advanced intelligence, surveillance, and precision strike capabilities in the world. Satellites can monitor movement across continents, drones can track targets for hours, and precision-guided munitions can strike within meters of a target. So, naturally, many people assume that if these capabilities exist, then eliminating a single individual, even someone as important as Mojtaba Khamenei, should be straightforward. But this assumption overlooks how modern states, especially Iran, are structured. Iran's system of governance is not built around one individual alone. While the supreme leader holds immense authority, that authority is supported by multiple layers of institutions that ensure continuity of power. One of the most important of these is the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, often referred to as the IRGC. The IRGC is not just a military force. It is a powerful institution that operates across intelligence, security, and even economic sectors. It controls key infrastructure, influences regional allies, and plays a central role in defending the Islamic Republic. This means that even if a leader is removed, the system itself remains intact. Commands continue to be issued, operations continue to be carried out, and decisions are still made through established chains of authority. We have already seen this in action. After the death of Ali Khamenei, Iran did not collapse. There was no immediate breakdown of government. Instead, the transition happened quickly, and power was transferred. This is a critical point that many people misunderstand. In modern geopolitics, removing a leader does not automatically end a conflict. In many cases, it simply changes the face of leadership while leaving the underlying system untouched. The second factor is protection and concealment. After witnessing what happened to his father, Mojtaba Khamenei is likely operating under extreme security measures. Unlike public political figures who attend events, give speeches, and maintain visible schedules, Mojtaba is believed to maintain a very low profile. His movements are likely restricted, unpredictable, and heavily guarded. Locations may be frequently changed. Communication channels are likely secured or limited. Intelligence leaks are tightly controlled. In modern conflict, one of the biggest challenges is not striking a target. It is confirming the target's exact location at the exact time. Even with advanced surveillance technology, there is always uncertainty. Acting on incomplete or incorrect intelligence can lead to failed operations, unintended casualties, and severe political consequences. This is why high-value targets are often extremely difficult to engage. The more important the individual, the more resources are dedicated to keeping them hidden. But even if we assume that Mojtaba's location becomes known, and a successful strike is technically possible, the situation becomes far more dangerous when we consider the broader consequences. Because at that point, the issue is no longer about capability. It becomes about decision-making at the highest level. Eliminating a figure like Mojtaba Khamenei would not simply be viewed as a tactical military operation. It would be seen as a direct attack on the leadership of a sovereign nation. And that kind of action carries consequences that extend far beyond the battlefield. One of the most immediate risks is escalation. Iran has the capability to respond in multiple ways. This could include large-scale missile strikes targeting strategic locations, attacks on military installations, or coordinated actions through allied groups across the region.
And in an attempted show of military strength, Iran reportedly firing 2 missiles at a US-UK airbase, thought to be out of its reach.
This is a warning shot.
Countries such as Lebanon, Syria, and Iraq are all part of a broader network where influence can be projected quickly. A single action could trigger multiple responses across different fronts, turning a contained conflict into a regional war. Another critical element is the economic impact, particularly involving the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow passage is one of the most important energy choke points in the world. A significant portion of global oil supply passes through it every day. Any disruption, whether through direct closure, threats to shipping, or increased military activity, can immediately affect global markets. Oil prices would likely surge. Shipping routes could be rerouted or halted. Countries dependent on energy imports would face economic pressure. The ripple effects would be felt far beyond the Middle East. This is why decisions involving escalation are not taken lightly. The global economy is deeply interconnected, and actions in one region can have worldwide consequences. There is also the psychological and cultural dimension to consider. In Iran, leadership is not purely political. It is also deeply tied to religious identity and national pride. If a leader is killed by a foreign power, it can create what is often referred to as the martyr effect. Instead of weakening the country, it can unify the population. It can strengthen resolve. It can justify further retaliation in the eyes of both the government and the public. History has shown that in some cases, removing a leader does not end resistance. It intensifies it. Another important factor is international law and global perception. Targeting a sitting leader is one of the most controversial actions a country can take. It raises serious questions about sovereignty, legality, and precedent. If such actions become normalized, it creates a dangerous global environment where nations may begin targeting each other's leadership more frequently. This could destabilize international relations and increase the risk of conflict worldwide. For leaders like Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, Decisions like this are not just about military success. They involve weighing long-term consequences, alliances, global reactions, and the potential for unintended outcomes. And then there is perhaps the most overlooked factor of all: the unpredictability of what comes next. Removing a leader does not guarantee a better outcome. In fact, it can create uncertainty. Power struggles can emerge. More hardline or extreme figures may take control. Internal divisions could either weaken the country or push it toward more aggressive behavior. In regions where tensions are already high, instability can spread quickly.
Afghanistan's government says a Pakistani airstrike on a drug rehabilitation center in Kabul has killed at least 400 people and injured hundreds more. It's the latest escalation in a growing conflict between the two countries after a fragile ceasefire broke down in February.
So when people ask why the United States and Israel do not simply eliminate Mojtaba Khamenei, the answer lies in all of these factors combined. Yes, the capability may exist, but the risks, military, political, economic, and global, are significant. Because in modern warfare, the goal is not just to win a single moment, but to manage the long-term outcome. And sometimes the most straightforward action can lead to the most complicated consequences. As the conflict continues, decisions made by world leaders will shape not just the region, but the global landscape. And in a situation this complex, every move carries weight far beyond what we see on the surface.